So now we'll come down this way and then we say, okay, flow control in Python using the if, elif, and then this elif stands for else if, and then we have else statement. If is used to perform an operation if the condition is true. Elif is a shortened form of else if for testing a different condition, and then else is executed if either the above of the condition is met or elif condition is not true. So now valid comparison is the greater sign, less than sign, greater than or equal to, less than equal to, not okay, equal to, and then not equal to. So now when we run this now, it should be able to tell us, we've run this similar code before, but it's just a comparison, right? So it tells us if the condition is true or not. It says 5 is greater than 2, that is true. 7 is less than 5, this is false, and then like that, like that. That's what all of these codes are saying. So now I want to come down this way as well to continue with this. Want to declare a variable age to be John 13 and then age Sam to be 15. When I run this now, it stores in the memory of this thing. Then I want to compare, say age Sam is not equal to 13. And that can be true, of course, because the age of Sam here is not equal to what? Age of Sam here is not equal to 13. So this thing says it is true. Now, using the if statement, determining if a student is still a teenager or not. We say name input is what is your name, ask the person for his name, and then the age input is what is your current age, the person will specify, and then the age now is equal to integer age, and then print this line terminated. If, so when I put the condition, if the age of the person is less than or equal to 13, and the age of the person is less than or, greater than or equal to 13, and less than or equal to 19, then you should print hello name. You put the name of the person that has imputed, that the person has imputed you are a teenager. So do you see that? Now, if I run this code now, it prompts me to put in my name. I can say I am Aaron, and then do enter. Then it asks me for what is my current age. My current age, I will select an age that is below 19 or 20 rather, so that it can see me as a teenager. Now, if I say, okay, between 13 and what? And 19, right? So I can put 15. And the condition is that if the age is greater than 13, that is fine. You know, the range is 13 and 19, that is a teenager. And if the age is less than this, then it can say the person is a teenager. Now this 15 is greater than or equal, is greater than 13, and then it is less than 19. So invariably, I should be a teenager. So it will tell me, hey, Aaron Kenneth, you are a teenager. When I enter this, excuse me, I bring this down like this. It tells me that, oh, why is my program working? Sorry. What do I do? This is 15. Then I do enter. I expect it to now say, what is your name? It's Aaron Kenneth. What is your current age? I say 15. I say, hello, Aaron. You are a teenager. But let's run it again by imputing different age, maybe this time around 25. And then, okay, our name, right? The name first, I say Aaron. Then I can do enter. It asks me for the age. My current age is 25 or 23. I say enter. And then you see, it does not do anything because we didn't specify the else. So in this case, it will only not return any result when you are not a teenager. So that is that. But we'll also learn how to use the else statement, okay? Now, using the if Elif statement, determining if a student is a teenager or not. Now is where we use the else. Can you see that here now? So when we say number integer, the number is the input. We put in our input, and then the number input, integer, and then we say if the number is this equal to 0, that's we're saying that it should print the number is a even number. All we're saying is that it should check the number of our input. If the number is an odd number, it has to skip it. But when it is an even number, so it has to tell us that the number is an even number, else the number is an odd number. So this modulus here stands for odd number, right? So that is that. So it's checking against if the number is odd number. I think, yeah, even. Yeah, we're checking that if the number is even, and if else, then it should be an odd number. So now when we run this now, if I run this, it's asking me for the number. Let us put an even number. An even number is any number that can be divisible by 2 without remainder, right? Then we put 8 and we do enter again. Do you see what it says? It said the number is an what? Even number. But once if it is not an even number, it will skip it and tell us it is an odd number. It will keep telling you about this and then say it is an odd number. So now let's just run this again and put an even number. I mean, what do you call it? Odd number. We put 15. Then we do enter. Do you see the number is an odd number? So now let's come down this way again and check. Here again, we want to do something. We say the number input is this, input your number, and then number input, I mean, is int. We convert it to int number, and then we say text, even if number is what? Divisible by 2 without what? Remainder, which is equal to 0. So that is what our code is saying, right? You need to understand. We are saying that the number should be divisible by 2 and should not have any remainder, okay? Then that can be an even number. If this is not made, then it is an odd number. So it will skip that even and return an odd number. So the same way here, this is what it's doing. Takes even if it will tell you even if the number is divisible by 2 without remainder, else it should be an odd number. It will say odd. Then print the number is what? Either even or odd. So if I run this now, I expect it to return this, then I can put 8 as usual and say enter, and it tells me the number 8 is what? Is an even number. So I have a class work for you again, something you can go and keep racking your head or your brain, and then you come up with something just to get yourself busy. You are given a job as an administrator for CHM, platform. It's just a name, so just assuming it's a company, and you are to prepare the admission list of the students based on the following information. Collect their first name, surname. You know what we use the impute function to do. So that's what we're saying you should do. The first name, the surname, and their age using the impute function. Now, then put them in a classes based on their age, whether it is 9 to 14. You know what we did that time. It should be favor class, and if the person is 15 to 20, it should be knowledge class, and then if the person passed knowledge class and interview, it should be wisdom class. So all you need to do is to use the if-else statement we've been doing, right? Just spell the condition. If it is not met, it's the other condition, and if the other condition is not met, then it should be the other condition. So this is how to do that. For the beginner version, we'll say first name is impute your first name, your last name. This is just one of the example on how to do what I just asked you to go and do. So we'll now say, okay, the age input, because I don't want it to rack your brain actually. I'm just giving you an example where you can build from, okay? You can choose to use another example similar to this. Now, our age integer is age, of course, the input, and then we'll convert it to integer, and then we'll pass the knowledge. We'll say input, did you, that's the question. If you say yes or no, then it will ask you another question. Did you attend interview? Just to specify all of the conditions, to check for all of this condition if they are met, and then it will return the output for you. So in this case now, having asked you these two questions again, it will now compare your age. Is your age greater than or equal to 9, and is the age less than or equal to 14? And if the person will attend the interview, then it's equal to no. Your class is favor. It will tell you your class is favor. Then else if like that, if the age is this and this or this, and your class is knowledge, that means your class is knowledge. So, and then else if the age is this and he passed the knowledge class equal to yes, then that means the person attend, and if the person attend the interview, that means your class is what? Wisdom. Else your class is not, you are not qualified. So we can run this now. You see, this is a long function. So when we run this now, we'll put in my first name. What's your first name? I'll say RN, like this. I do enter. Then it's asking me for, sorry about that. It's asking me for my surname. My surname is Kenneth, of course, we know. Then I can put Kenneth like this. Then I do enter. Then it's asking me, why is it always jumping down? Okay, then asking me for my age. I can say I want to be a teenager. I will put 18. What's it saying? Yes, now. Then I can put 18. Sorry, it's always jumping down. Yeah. So I can put 18 and then do enter. So by the time I do enter now, I expect it to, let's see, jumping. Okay, still running maybe. It's taking time. Yeah, it's still running, as you can see. So it's still processing all of the conditions. Just give it time. I expect it to be faster. Or we can, if it's run into issue, we can break it and then run it all over again. But let's just give it a little time and see. Had I known it would take this longer, I'll just ask you to go and do it. Still running. As you can see, it's still running here. I don't want this video to be too lengthy. Okay, let me just kill it or break it. So it's just to come here and click here and to break it. Now we'll run it again to see if it's not something. What is my name? I'm Aaron. First name I'll do enter. Then it's now asking me for to always jump down. It's lengthy. So I will say Kenneth. Then I do enter. Then it's now asking me for my age. Then I can say my age is 18 again. I hope that this time around it should be faster. So now it's now asking me for another thing. It said, did you offer and pass knowledge class, yes or no? So I can say yes, just for example, say enter. So now, don't worry, it's always jumping down, it's lengthy. So it will ask me, did you attend the wisdom class interview, yes or no? If I put no this time around, so it will tell me, what is that? What I do? The function is jumping, it's lengthy. Oh, sorry about that. Let me come here. So I went off of it. So I can now say, okay, no, you put NO, then I do enter this. You say, hello, Aaron Kenneth, you are admitted into the knowledge class. So you can also do this. This is another way to write that same, function. This is the professional way, right? By saying first name, you put a string like this, and then integer is equal to wisdom qualified boolean, all of this. So this is for you to go and check through, and it's just pretty simple and the same, conditions all through. But just see how to specify it professionally. So we can run this. I don't want this to take time. I can say this is RN and then do enter. It's asking me for my age. I say my age is 13. I do enter. It's asking me if I completed the knowledge class. I can say no. I don't know why it's jumping up and down. Okay, just come here and click it. If you see it bounce like that, just come here. Put your no and do enter. Now it says, oh, good day, Aaron. You are qualified. Apply for the favor class. So now that is that. So we want to do what we call start and then stop. And we say for number in average, in range, stop. Start is 0 and then stop is 6 minus 1. So when you specify the start, which is 0, it will come from 0, but then the stop, it will minus 1 and stop at 5. So for number in this range, that's you want to print number in that range. All we need to do is to uncomment this, and then if you run this code, we expect it to count from 1. Yeah, from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and stop. And stop there. This is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 5. Okay, and stop at 5, yes. Because the stop now, it minus 1 and then stop at 5. You see that? Always the last value will not always be included. So that's how it works. So we can come down right here again and say, okay, stating the start and the stop criteria, you start from 1 and then stop at 11. That means 11 minus 1, it will stop at 10, right? And then it will start from 1. And then for the number in the range, start at 12, you should print the number. So when we run this now, we expect to see it stop at 10, as usual. So that is that. Now I'll be a little bit faster just to make sure that this does not run too long. Now I can also specify the start and then stop, and then I give it a step. By step, that means you want it to count after two numbers. So it will be jumping to two numbers and then give the other one. For the number in the range, start stop step and then print by two step. Then when I run this now, do you see from 2 it goes to 4, from 4 to 6, 8 into 2, interval, and then stops at 18. So that is that. Again, I want to do a start and a step in 2, and then we say for number in the range, start stop, we should print this again the same way to start from 1 and jump to 2, given to 2, interval. You see, after 2 it gives 3, like that, and then minus 2 it gives 5, like that, like that, like that. So I can now come down this way and still want to do the start as this, the stop and the steps, and then I say my sum is 0, initializing for addition. So always it will move and add 0, like that in addition. So starting from 0, it will add it. That means it will return 1, add 0 to it will be 1. And then when it goes to the second one, it will put a step in 1 and then add 1, like that, and then give you the result output. So for the numbers in range, after all this is made, and then it adds this number and it should print the T, my sum, then it will give you the total, right? So I can run this now. You see that the sum of the number between 1 and 10 is 55. So it's summing them, right? So do you see the loop 1, when it starts with 1, it adds 1, the same result is 1. So here it will add 1 and then it gives it 3. It will add again. This 3, always it is adding this one. The number here add to this, give you this one add to this, give you this, like that. So that's how it adds with two steps. Now again, want to run this and then the same thing too. I think this is the same code, nothing different, only that we don't want it to give us a list, but then it just give us the sum and then this and this. You can just verify the two codes. It's the same code, just that the other one we listed it, and then this one will allow you just to give us the value here. So now again, I want to do what we call the while loop. The while loop, and the while always execute as long as the condition is true. When we say while, it's a loop that will continue running until you specify when a particular condition is true, then it can stop. Please always put a condition that changes and becomes false. Until it means any condition that is false, then it will stop after a time. If not, it will keep running. And in some case, you will feel your computer has gone crazy. So counting the first 10 positive integer using what? While is. Now the start is 0 and then the stop is this. Then we say while you should start from this when it is less than or greater than, when it is less than or equal to stop. It will keep counting until the stop is less than 10. Until it meets the stop when the what is counting is now going above 10. That is when it will stop. So otherwise it will keep counting. So it will start from 1. The condition is that to make it false after some time. So you say the start should be equal to start plus 1. That's how it will keep running until it meets 10. Then it can now stop. So when we run this, you see, once if it is 10, it will now break out of the loop. So that is that. And then here too, it says start and they stop and they step 2 while start and all of this. So the same thing happens, but in step 2, you see 2 to 4, it adds another 2 like that until it meets 10, then it can stop. So I'm just rushing so we can complete this within the time. I don't want it to span more than 30 minutes at most. Now, implementing the summation using the while loop, you can say number is equal to 1 and the stop is 10, the step is 1, and then my sum 2 is equal to 0, initializing for addition, and then beginning of the loop. Then the while number is less than or equal to stop, then my sum is equal to my sum plus the number, sum, the number plus is equal. Then this is all the explanation in this comment. As you can see, number must increment above stop to break the loop. So it must go above the stop 10 number. And then print the last value of the number is number print. So if I run this code now, you see what would be the result. Then we come down this way and okay, here is it. The last value of the number is 11 and the sum of the number between 1 and 10 is 155. So that's what that code is doing. So here too, we want to say, okay, we have a number 1 and then the steps are 1 to 10, the stop, and this is 3, initializing the beginning of the while loop. We say while true, it will begin to run through until it meets the first condition, then it breaks. Are we together? End of the loop, print this, and then you do print this statement down here. By now, you are familiar with how this works, so there's no point in wasting time. You should go and inspect this code, and then you are good to go. It's nothing too difficult. It's not even difficult. Now, 11 is more than 10. They're breaking out of the loop, and then it says the sum of the number between 1 and 10 is what? 55. And I have an assignment for you here, and the deadline for submission should be okay. I'll specify it. Don't worry. So you are given a job as an administrator for CHM platform, and you are to prepare certificate of a student based on the following information. Collect their first name, surname, and the scores using the input function, and then you grade them using those scores range between 100 to 70 as excellent. This and this very good. This is that. We've given a typical example of that. When that first assignment, I decided to do it. So you are using the same thing, just change the context, and then you are good to go. So it's nothing difficult. See, we have it up here, where I decided to do it here. You remember this assignment? This one? Yeah. Look at it here, classwork, rather. So this one is classwork. That is why we did it. But then, now this is assignment. You go and it's just the opposite. I mean, in the context of this, you do that very particular classwork. It's just the same thing, just that this context changes about student passing the class. So at this, we come to the end of this very particular lesson 2. See you in our next video. Thank you.